5 is determinants. Of the matrix. Okay, how are we going to find the determinant of the matrix, which is really important to find the solution for the system by using matrices. But we're going to learn how to use a Cramer rule. Determinants for the matrix. Let's say here's the matrix A. We're going to learn when we have 2 times 2 matrix, and then we're going to learn how to find the 3 times 3 matrix. And the rest is going to be the same thing when you're doing 3 times 3. So first, if we have matrix A with dimension 2 times 2, how are we going to find the determinants? I'm going to say here inside the element of the matrix A, B, C, D. Okay? General, A, B, C, D. The determinant of the matrix A, sometimes they write it down like this. This is not the absolute value of the matrix, because before, the absolute value for any number. Now, this is a matrix. So when I see 2 lines, it means find the determinant of the matrix. So this is the first way how you will see it in the book. It's a determinant of the matrix, not absolute value, or capital D. It means the determinant of the matrix. Which matrix? You're going to write down A. Okay? That's how it's mean determinant of the matrix, or capital T with sub A. Determinant of the matrix A. How are we going to find that? With matrix 2 times 2 is going to be always start from this number. A times D minus B times C. Determinant of the matrix A times D always. If you start from this number, it's going to be wrong. So A times D minus B times C. Same thing here, because it's just the way to sample of the determinants. So this is kind of a rule. Always start from this number times D minus B times C. A simple example, find if we have the matrix A equal 1, 3, 4, -2. They ask you find the determinant of the matrix. So find D sub A. Determinants for the matrix A. So it's going to be based on the rule. Always start from this number. 1 times -2. Therefore, it's times minus 3 times 4. You don't have to do this step. You can multiply right away. 1 times -2 is -2 minus. Be careful with the sign. 3 times 4 is 12. So the determinant is -14. So end of. What about if we have this example? This is from the notes. Have the matrix A of 12, -2, 3, and 4. It's 2 times 2, so the determinant of the matrix A is going to be always start from this number. 12 times 4 is minus -2 times 3 is -6. So you have to be careful because there is minus with the formula. And when I multiply -2 times 3 is -6. Now negative times negative, positive, which is mean is going to be 54. Is that okay? So far. What about if we have 3 times 3? I want to write down an example, and we're going to do the steps. With the 3 times 3, there is a rule, and I'm always not following the rule. I need to show you what we're going to do. So we have the matrix A with -2, 4, and 3. 1, 8, 2, -3, -1. Let's work on this one to find determinant. Again, when we have 2 times 2 matrix, that's how it's going to be the way. It's using the rule. On the notes, there is a rule, but you're gonna hate the rule because it's gonna be ABC, and you're gonna get confused. So let me show you how we're gonna do that. It's not that much hard, but you need to practice on it. The first thing, always we're gonna focus on the first row. Always start put positive, negative, and positive. So always when you're trying to find the determinant, and that's why you're gonna learn more when you take in linear algebra because you're gonna go advanced. But now, always I'm gonna focus always with matrix, the 3 times 3, 4 times 4, 6 times 6, because this one is gonna be the basic, okay? Every time when I have matrix n times n, I'm gonna use like this rule. If I have 2 times 2, just go use this rule, okay? Now let's check here. -2, 4, and 3. Always positive, negative, positive. If I have another column, I'm gonna put negative. Another column, I'm gonna put positive, okay? But that's always. Now, I'm gonna start with this one. I'm gonna choose this number, which is what? -2. So here's equal. Determinant of the matrix A. -2. Is that okay? See? This is positive, but the number here is negative, so -2. -2. I'm going to cancel this row and this column belong to this number. What's the left? I'm going to cancel this one and this one. The left is this small matrix, right? Which is 8, 2, -1, and 0. Is that okay? That's a step. The first row and the first column. Because I'm going to choose this number here. So I'm going to cancel this row and I'm going to cancel this column, which is belong to this number. What's the left? You see the small matrix here? And I write it down here. Then the next number is what? Don't forget we put negative here. So -4. I'm going to write down -4. Here is the new matrix. Now, I'm going to cancel, this is the number now. So I'm going to cancel this row, this column, and this row. What's the left matrix? 1, 2, because here is the number I've chosen here. I'm going to cancel the row, and the column belong to the number I chose here. Okay? What's the left? 1, 2, -3, and? So 1, 2, -3, and 0. Is that okay so far? Can we do this for the next number? What's the next number? So positive 3. I'm gonna cancel. Now this is the chosen number. Cancel this one and this one. What's the left? 1, 8, -3, and -1. Is that okay? Next step. Here is -2. Is that 2 times 2 matrix? I use this same rule here. Multiply across. Always starting from this number. 8 times 0. Put a bracket here so you can know. 8 times 0 minus 2 times -1. So this is the rule for the first matrix. Minus 4. 1 times 2 minus 2 times 3. Is that okay? Always start from this number.
Just drag them down, the ones on the outsides.
Yeah, like this one.
2, then
Wait, I have mistakes. 1 times 0. Why did I put 2? 1 times 0. 1 times 0, 2 times -3. But always minus between the two terms. 1 times 0 minus 2 times -3. Okay, so far? Then we do the next one. So plus 3. 1 times -1 minus 8 times -3. Try to do it step by step. So when you go back.
So we multiply the answer with the number.
Yes. So like now all numbers, we need to find the determinant for the matrix 3 times 3. So it's going to be -2. Let's check. This is 0. 0, -2 times -1 is going to be 2 minus 4. This is 0. -2 times -3, 6 plus -3. 1 times -1, -1 plus 24, 23. Okay. Now we're just going to multiply. This is -4 minus 24. 3 times 23, it's 69. Add these. Now we're going to find determinants. What's the first step? Put always plus, minus, plus. Then I'm going to start from determinant of the matrix A equal. Yeah, E sub A is the same thing. First number is -3 with the left matrix. I'm going to cancel this column and this row. So the left is 1, -2, 3, and 4. Is that okay? That's what you got? What's the second number? -2. I'm going to cancel this column and this row. So what's the left? 4, -2, and 0. Okay. Wait, there is a way to find determinant using the calculator. I don't know how. Plus, the third number is 1. What's the matrix? Cancel this column and this row. So it's gonna be 4, 1, 0, and. Okay, so far. What's the next step? Here is -3. 1 times 4 minus -2 times -2, 4 times 4 minus -2 times plus, here's the one, 4 times 3 minus 1 times 1 times 4 is 4 plus 6, 10. 10 times -3, 4 times 4, 16. This is 0. So 16 times -2, 4 times 3, 12. This is 0. Plus 12. Now, -62 plus 12. What?
14.
Negative
50.
50. Okay. So we write down the matrix A. I'm going to write down this matrix here. I'm going to say B equal this matrix, which is 7 and 5. Okay? The first step. This is called Cramer rule or Cramer method, okay? To find the solution for the system. Write down the matrix A, everything here. On the other side, it's going to be a small matrix B. Okay? Now, next step. I'm going to find determinant for the matrix A. The whole matrix. I'm just going to write it down, capital A. Capital D, which is the determinant for the matrix A. Can I do the same rule? Which is 2 times 2. So I'm just going to 3 times 3 minus -5 times 12. How much is going to be? How much is going to be?
96.
89. 69.
69.
Oh, 69. Sorry.
69. Okay. Is that okay so far? Now, next step. What I'm going to do, I'm going to say the new matrix A sub X. It's the new matrix. What I'm going to do, the new matrix A sub X, which is, I'm going to change the column here with the first column. The new matrix is going to be 7, 5, and -5, 3. So I'm just gonna write it down V on the first column. Okay. Take the whole answer here, put it with the x-axis. The x-axis with the x value with the original matrix. Now do the same thing. Go ahead, find the determinant. But the determinant is gonna called d sub x.
One down there's DA, right?
You can write down just d in general or dA. You're right. So that don't get confused. D or d sub a is the same thing. So if you wanna just add an a here, understand what you're doing. That means the determinant for the original matrix. Then the new matrix, change the matrix B with the first column with the original matrix. Here's our new matrix. Go ahead, find the determinant. How are we gonna find determinants? 7 times 3 minus -5 times 5. Always start from this number minus like this. How much going to be?
Six.
Still have space. Just 4, 6. So okay, so far we didn't do anything hard. We just like have to know the process. Next step, A sub y. Here's our new matrix. What I'm going to do, change the column with the y with the original matrix. And keep the x's 5, 12. Put the new column here. So 3, 12, and 7, 5. You're gonna go find d sub y. How much you got d sub y?
-69.
6, nice. Tell me, is that hard so far? That's the steps. Original matrix, find determinant. Now here's the column B, get the new matrix with respect to the x. So I'm gonna put B here as the first column. Find determinant, D sub x. There's a purpose why I put x here. Here's the result. A sub y, put the column B as the second column, the original matrix. And then you're gonna go find the determinant, which is 3 times 5 minus 7 times 12 equals -69. Is that okay? Now we need to solve the system. X is going to be equal. X. Solve the system that we find the value of x and y. It's going to be d sub x divided by the original d sub a. This means you're going to divide 46 by 69. And y is going to be divide d sub y by the original t. Is -69 divided by 69. Can you divide these? Can you simplify it?
2/3 for x.
2/3 for the x, and for the y is
-1.
-1. So this one is 2/3 and -1. That means the solution xy is x is 2/3 and y is -1. That's it. The question. I just do the same thing. If I have three equations with three variables, x, y, z, what do you think?
Be the last method.
But you're going to use the other method to find determinant. It's going to be a little bit longer. But if I gave you x, y, z with the three equations, you're going to do a, then a sub x, a sub y, and the other one is a sub z. You know what I'm talking about? It's just going to be longer process. But how are we going to find the determinant? By using the other method, because we have it can be 3 times the 3 matrix. It will be different than this one. But the concept about the Cramer rule is find determinant for the general matrix and change. This is the right side for the equations. I'm going to change it with x and then with y. Find determinant here, and by dividing the determinant from the new matrix here with the original one, it's going to be the value of x.
So we'll get the same answer if we were to multiply the way we
It's going to
did.
be the same answers. If you work as a substitution method or elimination method, it's going to be the same answer. So imagine this guy, he works long time to figure out this method. You get the idea? So it's not in one day they figure out, especially at that time.
What year was that made?
So we're gonna do the same steps. The first thing, we're gonna write down the matrix A, which is 12, 15, and -4, -5. And I'm going to write down the matrix B, which is -8 and 10. The next step, what I have to do, B sub A equal 12 times -5 minus 15 times -4. How much you gonna get? How much you gonna get for the first one?
0.
Oh, 0? Really? Not good.
Earthquake.
What does that mean?
No solution.
That's it, inconsistent. That's right. That means there's no solution. Why?
The whole thing.
Cannot divide
Well,
by
the whole
zero.
thing, because D sub A is, remember on the previous, we have to divide everything D sub X by D sub A. What about if I have D sub A is 0? So I can't divide by 0. Okay, yes, you can keep going. Find D A sub X. If you want to practice, you're gonna say, okay, this one is A sub, I'm gonna change here. For -8, 10, and what else? 15 and -5. Then I'm gonna find D sub X. And then you're gonna say, okay, A sub Y, it's, change with the Y, so 12, -4, change with -8 and 10. You're gonna find D sub Y, right? Then when you're going to find X, D sub X divided by D sub A. D sub X, any number, right? By 0.
So if it's a 0, then what's it called again?
Just no solution.
No solution.
Hold on, let me check it. So, okay, and the same thing with the Y. You're going to find the Y is going to be D sub Y divided by D sub A. D sub Y, any number you're gonna get, divide by 0. So in this case, solution.